Not on. There we go. Thank you, Christopher Merriman. I appreciate it. The mic wasn't on. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Just sitting here chatting for and nobody could hear what I'm doing. Hi, my name is Grant. What I'm doing tonight on a Saturday evening is I'm updating my Fantasy Wrestling Federation in FG Assistant. This is the FG Assistant app. You can find out more at patreon.com/FG Assistant. But this is actually my tabletop Legends Fed. And it's actually a bunch of different feds all together. And I call the whole thing Global States Wrestling. But this has, let's see, what's the best way to show this? I guess this way. I have not finished entering everything in yet, but this has Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I guess must not have their roster in there. It has Golden State Wrestling, which is my original Legends Fed. It has Memphis Championship Wrestling. And then it has Portland Wrestling, which I'm very eager to get back to. And then it has my Extreme Wrestling Federation, which I only played for a very short amount of time. I think I did 5 cards, and then it all fell apart. So I'm entering in all those cards into FG Assistant so I can track the rankings and stuff. I'm still going to play on the tabletop, on my game table over here. The other thing I was saying is my wife is at a friend's house for a party tonight, and when she comes home, I'll probably wrap this up. So if I suddenly say, oops, I got to go, then that's not that I'd be in trouble, but just there you go. All right. So anyway, I'm entering in my history. The other thing I'm doing is I really like the way Corey Olson plays with real dates. So I am backdating my 5 years of wrestling results so that my current year, when I start playing again, is 1980. Now you'll see that these have like 2022, 2023 dates, and though eventually all those dates will get changed to go back into the 70s and stuff like that. But right now, I am in year 2. I am in April, and I have just had WrestleMania 2. Now, here's the other thing. It's like I know this is April 1976, and I have an Extreme Wrestling Federation. I get it. Yeah. I understand. But that is just for what that is right now. So the next card I have to enter is card number 28. I don't think there's any other. Yeah, there's no other XWF things. So my next card that I'm entering, and I'm going off of lowpromoter.com. Dave Little, welcome. I got to message you, Dave. I just haven't had a chance. I had to film 2 auditions today and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, welcome. All I'm doing tonight is I'm just updating FG Assistant. And the way that I do this, there might be an easier way to do it, but the way that I do this, and this one is actually going to take a little bit of time to do. So Golden State Wrestling, host info, select promotion is Golden State Wrestling. So I'm entering in past results here. And this is card 28, and this is the California Classic 2, and this is a tag team gauntlet that I do. And the venue this took place at the Grand Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. Yep, Grand Olympic Auditorium. Looks like it was a sellout. And then the date, this is this new date picker that they have here. Let's see. Oh, wait, I wrote this out because this is California Classic. So this is May. And what I always do, there's only one event in May of 1976. And what I always love to do is, if there's only one event, put it on my birthday, because my birthday's in May. So May 20th, May 20th. So this was a Thursday. Thursday, May 20th. Yeah. I don't really like a wrestling event on a Thursday, but I do like it that it's on my birthday. All right. So the way this works is this is a tag team gauntlet. So entering this in is going to be a little bit weird. But we're going to do it. I don't think I have to add... I'm not going to add the managers. Sorry, I know you can't see what in just a second, I'll be back on the FG Assistant screen. Okay, here we go. So, we had the tag team of Coco Ware. Oops, I got to do capitalized. Coco Ware and Jimmy Snuka taking on Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And this is... I was just trying to see if this is... Oh, I do 2 ranking gauntlets here. Interesting. Okay, there are DQs here. Okay, that's what I was going to see. So this is a tag team ranking gauntlet. So this match is Flying High. That's the team name, the brilliant team name that I gave to Coco Beware and Jimmy Snuka. Because I was at a loss for tag teams in those early years. This card I rolled out in 2007, June 23rd, 2007. So then the next match is actually, I'm going to do it this way. Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell versus Jimmy Snuka and Coco Beware, because Coco Beware and Jimmy Snuka won. So that match will get added there. And then the Killer Bees, Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell wrestled Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine. And they beat him. And then the next match, look at this result. This result is crazy. Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell. I think, you know what I think happened here? I think I took a long break off of playing Legends, and I had forgotten that Hawk and Animal had left. Oops, no, I'm going to put them over here. Hawk and Animal had left. Let me see this match. Oops. Oop, I got to put it in Jim. I put Jim Brunzell on the wrong side. Jim Brunzell goes over here. Now let me make sure that is correct. That is. And the Killer Bees actually win this match. We'll enter the results here in just a second. And so the final match is the Midnight Express versus, where's Stan Lane? For the titles. They are the champs. I forget what I call the title. What do I call this title? Yes. Sports Time Machine, welcome. Great to have you here. Thanks for checking in. We're just doing some GSW World Tag Team Champions. Okay, that's what we call it. At least for now. There's some big... I did some stupid things early on. It didn't save any of those. Okay. I did some stupid... not booking, just like... I don't know. Things like I look back and go, why did I do that? That's ridiculous that I did that. All right. So this is going to be Stan Lane. He's over here. He's over here. Actually, I don't think I have to enter this in. That's good. Okay. So that will be for the titles. And then we have the singles ranking gauntlet. Morocco beat Virgil. And then Jim Duggan beat Morocco. We're going to enter all these results in here in just a second. And then King Kong Bundy beat Jim Duggan. Add that match. And then King Kong Bundy beat Ravishing Rick Rude. It's not going to be under Ravishing. It's going to be under Rick. During this time period when I was playing, we didn't have a lot of managers. We had Bobby Heenan. I have a note here. This match saw Bobby Heenan interfering on behalf of both of his wrestlers. After the match, both men were upset, but he kept saying, hey, you do what you can do to win. So there you go. All right. Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, is going to beat King Kong Bundy in that match. And then Cowboy Bob Orton is going to beat Kurt Hennig in the next match. Bob Orton did really well in the early days for me. Ted DiBiase is going to beat Bob Orton. And then the main event for the title is Harley Race versus Ted DiBiase. And that will be for the title. Okay, so now these are all the matches that happen on the card. So now we can go in and we can enter the results. The only thing I don't have is I don't have time limits. And back at this period of my life where I was doing this, I would sometimes add star ratings and sometimes not add star ratings. So unfortunately, I don't have star ratings here. What I usually do is just put in 2 stars. So it has something. I don't try to go back and rate what this is. Mark Ferguson, welcome. All right, so here we go. Here's the first match. The first match, Coco Beware covered Iron Sheik after a crossbody block. So we'll end the match. Coco Beware covered the Iron Sheik over a crossbody block. And we'll give it one. We'll give it just 1 star. Yeah, I default 1 star. All right. So the next match is Killer Bees versus Flying High. Stupidest name ever. And so this one ended when. Oh, I have sorry if there's a weird echo there. This one ended when Jumping Jim Brunzell got Coco Beware in a sleeper. I think that might be his finisher, but I'm just going to put it lowercase. I always like to put it uppercase if it's a finisher, just to denote that it's a finisher. But these are just past results, so as long as they get entered in correctly, that's fine. All right, so this match happened, and this was ended with a pinfall. And that is Jumping Jim Brunzell. I guess both of them covered Brutus Beefcake after a double elbow smash. And we'll give it 1 star. And then this was the surprising result. The Killer Bees were on a tear this night. B. Brian Blair put Animal in a Boston Crab and made him submit. And I think at this point, I didn't like having the Road Warriors in. I know this is probably blasphemy to say, but growing up, I usually only watched WWF wrestling. So, I was aware of the Road Warriors, but I wasn't a huge fan. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I used them when Legends first came out because they were one of the only tag teams we had. But then I just thought, they're beating everybody. I'm going to have them go away. So I did. But apparently they came back here. So, all right. So this ends via pinfall when Stan Lang covers Brian Blair after an Enziguri. And I'll give this one 2 stars because it was a title match. And there we go. All right, moving on to our singles ranking gauntlet. Don Morocco beats Virgil with a cross body block and 1 star. Next, Hacksaw Jim Duggan beat Don Morocco with the tough guy clothesline. And again, 1 star. And then, this is where King Kong Bundy goes on his run. He beats Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the Avalanche. And then he faces his own stablemate. King Kong Bundy beats Ravishing Rick Rude after a running power slam. And since I have this note here, I will put it in the match notes about Bobby Heenan interfering on behalf of both of his wrestlers. I remember this match. I remember doing this, having Bobby Heenan at ringside, and I gave him 2 distractors and 2 interferences, 1 for each side. And he wound up using them both. I don't know. I thought it was something stupid that Bobby Heenan would have done. All right. Mr. Perfect is the one to end King Kong Bundy. At this point, Mr. Perfect was not with Bobby Heenan. He was actually kind of wrestling as a fan favorite. DQ when Bundy slammed Mr. Perfect into the turnbuckle pole. Doot. All right, there's that. And now Cowboy Bob Orton is the one to defeat Mr. Perfect, but it's by DQ when Mr. Perfect ignores the ref's admonishments. Warnings. That's what you do when you can't spell. All right, Bob Orton refusal to listen to the ref to stop brawling. Okay, and then our next match is Ted DiBiase. He beats Bob Orton Jr. with the $1 Million Dream. And that'll get a 1 star. And then the main event for the whole thing is Harley Race defending the title against Ted DiBiase. And he does with the Indian Death Grip. And we'll give this 2 stars because it's a title match. And there we go. And I think that is the end of the card. Now, what I do is go back to the beginning here, or go back to the main screen here. And event history. And then we'll find the event that I just entered. There it is. So we're going to edit event info. And we are going to change the roll date. Because what you can do is you can do event date and the roll date. And so I am going to set the roll date. It's 2007, June. I do like this because you can see what day it was. June 23rd. So this was a Saturday that I played this out. And then save event info. And then we can head back and we can check out the rankings. I'm going to see if I can get one more entered. My wife messaged and said she's on her way home. Yeah, I can probably get this one entered. So, Golden State Wrestling. Bobby Eaton is ranked 2nd here because that is taking into account his Memphis stats. So, and same with Coco Beware. So actually, I would probably ignore these 2 until I catch up with the timeline. This is how it's going to be because I'll remove them from the roster once they get over to Memphis. But Ted DiBiase, King Kong Bundy, Iron Sheik, Jimmy Snuka, down through there. All right, let me see if I can enter in one more. This is, see now I have to look up June 1976, and I look up a calendar. Oh, I don't have to do this. I can do this in the app. I always forget that. So this is going to be card number 29, and this is Monday Night Mayhem. And the host info is Golden State Wrestling. And the venue is Golden State Studios. I live in Burbank, and I've lived in Burbank since 2007. And we have sort of this, it's like, I know this is a Phil Singer game deal, but I'm wanting to expand my wrestling fed and was thinking of a shortcut game for other clubs' feds through email only, of course. What do you think? Yeah, go for it. Play how you're going to play. That's what I say. I have so many topics I want to talk about on the podcast and about playing and my thoughts towards playing, and I never get a chance to do them. Anyway, Golden State Studios, there's a little, it's a Spanish television station that's out in Burbank, and it's out near this mall. And whenever I drive past it, I go, that's where Golden State Studios is. That's where they they film all these matches. All right, so this is no. This is 1976. So, Mark, are you talking about expand my wrestling fed and was thinking of a shortcut game for the other clubs? So you mean like there's other feds out in the world is what you're saying, out in your universe. Like how this thing that I do, I have a California fed, I have a Memphis fed, I have an Oregon fed, and then I have my indie fed, which is Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Is that what you are thinking? All right, so this is Monday Night Mayhem. We're going to go the 8th and the 22nd of June. 8 and 22nd. But this one will be the 8th. Okay. So the matches here are Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake versus Jim. Right, kind of like an old terrace racism. Yeah. I mean, go for it. That's what I'm doing here. It's just what's taking so long for me to start playing these is is that I want to get all my results entered into FG Assistant. But yeah, I love the idea. And who is it? Corey Olson did something like where it was, he imagines that there's other feds, but like they only report on like 1 or 2 matches. So you don't have to play out the whole fed. Oh yeah, the fast results are great. Those fast results really changed my opinion of Squared Circle. Oh no, I hit run match. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to add the match. The fast results are really, really great. So yeah, I highly recommend them. I also, and I want to talk about this on a podcast, and I probably will, but I listen to all these other like podcasts and videos about, sorry, I'm just sending a message here. I've listened to all these other podcasts and things about role playing and solo role playing and things like that. And I heard this. No, Mark, you're good. I heard this great thing. It was one. I'm trying to find it because I want to reference it when I talk about it on the podcast. But somebody was talking about that when it comes to like role-playing games, when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, I'm using Dungeons and Dragons as an example. I'm saying it could be any game. It could be Phil Singer Games. It could be Squared Circle. It could be Go Fight Pow. It could be the superheroes role-playing game. It could be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles role-play. Whatever your fancy is, right? That thinking about your game, like thinking about what matches you're going to have on an upcoming card, thinking about what you're going to do in a certain role-playing thing, like where the adventure is going next. Thinking about it is playing it. And yes, you're not sitting at a table rolling out the dice, but sitting and thinking about matches you want to have or matches you want to book towards, which I do all the time. I'm always thinking about what kind of matches I can have, what kind of, what kind of matches I can have, what kind of different things I can book, whatever. That's playing the game. It doesn't feel like playing the game because you're not sitting there, you're not rolling the dice. But it is playing the game because you're thinking about the world, you're advancing it. And I really, really like that concept of thinking. Like it's a different way. I keep hitting run match. It's a different way of thinking about it, and I really kind of like it. So I want to do a whole podcast about that, about how thinking about it is playing the game. Because I think people don't think that. But I also want to find out who said that because I want to be able to quote the person correctly. And because I don't want it to seem like, oh, this is my idea. I'm thinking of this idea all by my own. Match setup. Let me make sure I got everybody on the right sides here. I do. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Add match. The Road Warriors, the Iron Sheik. Okay. Ooh, Falls Count Anywhere match. Falls Count Anywhere match. Oop, I just passed him. Kurt Hennig versus... This is rare to have a Falls Count Anywhere match in the TV studio. Falls Count Anywhere. Add match. All right. And then we have Bill Apter's Hot Seat. And Bill Apter's Hot Seat is with Ted DiBiase. Bill Apter's hot seat. There we go. And he will have Virgil with him in his corner. So we'll add that. And then Bill Apter's hot seat's second guest is the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette as the old manager. And that will be Bill Apter's hot seat. And we will add that match. All right, let's put in our results. All right, so Greg the Hammer Valentine trapped Jimmy Superfly Snuka in... Oh, I did this wrong. Okay, hold on one second. This is not the Killer Bees. So I got to edit this match. I don't know why I put the Killer Bees in this match. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to delete this match. I'm going to remove this match. Yes. Okay. And now we have to rebook the first match. Oh, wait. Oh, jeez. Did I screw this up? No. Okay. Greg Valentine, Brutus Beefcake versus Coco Beware and Jimmy Snuka. All right. Add match. Now we'll rearrange this match as the first match. Now we'll run this match. Mark says, I always try to add something special or strange in every card just to keep it fun. Might be wrestling related, might be some ongoing storyline from my continuing soap opera storylines. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep it interesting for you. And sometimes, I mean, I tell you, sometimes I do things that, like that thing about having Bobby Heenan interfere on both sides. That's purely for me. That is just, I think that's a hilarious idea. So I'm going to do it. Figure 4 leg lock. And I have no star ratings on that, so I'm just going to give it a 1. All right. Next up, Ravishing Rick Rude defeated Virgil with the Rude Awakening. And we'll give that 1 star. And then the Road Warriors Road Warrior Animal covered Nikolai Volkov after a Doomsday device. And we'll give that 1 star there. And then we have our Falls Count Anywhere match. And Mr. Perfect beat King Kong Bundy. Pinfall after whipping Bundy into a concrete wall. And this one we'll give 2 stars because it is a specialty match. And then we have the first of 2. Yes. What do they talk about? Harley Race. That's what they talked about. And we'll give this 1 star. And then what happened? DiBiase called King Harley Race a... oh, no, that's not... What happened? DiBiase called King Harley Race a weak champion who can only win matches with his manager at ringside, and it's only because Heenan is there that he retains his belt. Apter mentioned that DiBiase always has Virgil at ringside, who interferes in his matches, and this infuriated DiBiase, who stormed off and left. So there's that. And then... Okay. Then in our final thing, we have Bill Apter interviewing the Midnight Express. And they talked about the lack of competition in Golden State Wrestling. The Midnight Express came out with Jim Cornette, and they stated they may as well retire the champions as they've beaten everyone in Golden State Wrestling. They pleaded with Commissioner Patrick to do something about the lack of good teams in Golden State Wrestling. All right, so there you go. And that will bring us to the end of that card. And I believe that will bring us to the end of this little spur-of-the-moment live stream. I always do like checking out the rankings, even if they're not 100% yet. Ted DiBiase, King Kong Bundy. I think Bundy challenges for the title at some point. And there you go. All right, friends, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, Spur of the Moment live stream. Mark Ferguson, Sports Time Machine, Dave Little, Christopher Merriman, thanks for checking in. And thanks for watching if you watch at a later time. Not the kind of usual live stream I do, but just thought it would be fun. All right, I will talk to you soon. Tonight at after midnight Pacific time, a new episode of Outlaw Championship Wrestling will drop. So look for that. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.